Ladies and gentlemen, hobos and tramps, cross-eyed mosquitoes and bow-legged ants. Admission is free. Y'all pay at the door. Pull up a chair and sit on the floor. It's time once again for the world-famous Hartland Hootenanny. Hi, everybody. I'm Ketch, Secor of Old Crow Medicine Show, welcoming you to the Crow's Nest here at Hartland Studios in East Nashville, Tennessee, USA, for the most exciting hour of live stream entertainment you've seen since the transformation of America's holiday season of generosity and brotherly love to the factionalized tribalism and commercialized self-interest we've come to know as Christmas time. Our very special guest on the Hootenanny tonight is one of country music's most identifiable voices, pens, personalities. He turned pro at 14 and he never looked back. Friends, what a privilege, what an honor, as tonight Hartland Studios welcomes the one and only Marty Stuart. So friends, it's time once again we gather together to trim the tree, decide who's been naughty or nice, and crown the creepiest Santa. It's the holiday ho-ho-ho-ho-down All-Star Christmas Special tonight on the Hartland Hootenanny. Well, season's greetings and howdy, my friends, and welcome to the Hartland Hootenanny holiday ho-ho-ho-ho-ho-down and All-Star Christmas Party and Candy Cane Dispensary. I'm your host, Ketch Secor, and together with my mistletoe-wielding fellow Old Crow bandmates, we've crafted a true Christmas miracle, complete with ugly sweaters, inappropriate Santas, elves, reindeer jokes, live music, 12 miles of fragrant holiday garland, it's a spray, and of course mistletoe hanging like truck nuts from our belt buckles. Yes, truly, it's the most wonderful time of the year, Christmas in Nashville. And what better way to celebrate it than at home tonight, watching the Hartland Hootenanny holiday ho-ho-ho-down from the comfort of your couch or your festive barcalounger, a dish of roasted nuts by the ashtray beside you, the children upstairs dreaming of sugar plums or Nintendo Switch or a 3D printer, and Ma in her kerchief and those yoga pants she's been wearing since last March when she stopped going to work, and you in your dog-chewed Target slippers and that weedy little mustache you started growing after Thanksgiving, a gift to yourself because your COVID test came back negative, even though you white-knuckled it home to your parents' house despite considerable warnings from the CDC about holiday travel. You made it home safe and you tested negative. And now it's almost Christmas and the election is over, in most people's minds anyway, and a new year is right around the corner, and the old crows are all waiting in the wings to sing for you live from the Hartland Studios, and maybe they'll sing Wagon Wheel, though probably not, and the spirit of the season is, for a moment, more infectious than the global pandemic, spiked even more than that off-brand eggnog you hope will not expire before you run out of bourbon. Ah, Christmas. Happy holidays, Corey.
Season's greetings, everybody.
Hey, what do you want for Christmas, CY?
All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. I lost them in a fight over at the Cobra on Thanksgiving break, so.
Oh, man, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Good thing dentists have all the good drugs. Hey, listen, I'm trying to do this monologue, and I love the first Noel and all, but
Right.
if you got something a little bit, more a little peppy? No, I mean, music to trim your tree by. No. Have you got something a little less churchy? Something more naughty than nice? Something that says, sexy Mrs. Claus wearing only an ugly sweater. That's it! Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, well, we're just simply overjoyed you're joining us wherever you're in from tonight on this Hartland Hootenanny holiday ho-ho-ho-ho-down All-Star Candy Christmas dinner and Candy Cane Dispensary Party. Yes, folks, it's gonna be the most magical Hootenanny yet, y'all, because we've got the pride of Philadelphia, Mississippi, and the newest member of the Country Music Hall of Fame. That's right, folks, it's a Merry Marty Christmas, Mississippi. Say that 3 times fast tonight, because our special guest is Marty Stuart. Man, that's some high cotton, y'all. And just a reminder, we're coming to you live this fine Saturday night from the famous Hootenanny stage here at Hartland Studios, where for the past 30 consecutive Saturday nights we brought you a show of epic proportions, bizarre situations, and idiosyncratic, culturally insensitive, envelope-pushing oddities. Yes, only the old crows were crazy enough to have pulled off a 30-week live stream Saturday night broadcast cure for the coronavirus, but we're not that crazy, so we're taking a break. After tonight's show, probably Maybe, most likely. Anyway, let's roll out the holly. Let's crank up the Mariah. Let's practice fire safety when plugging in our 12th string of Christmas lights into that old knob and tube wrong outlet. It's Christmas in Nashville, everybody, and it's not snowing yet, and it probably won't start soon, but we're all in good cheer, and we're glad all y'all are here. All right, well, what would Nashville holiday shows be like without Old Crow's #1 elf? Ladies and gentlemen, he's been hard at work in the toy shop making tiny little drum sets. Won't you join me in welcoming to the Hartland Hootenanny, ho ho ho, to Jerry Pentaclaus. Jerry, I clearly remember discussing with you that you were going to be an elf this year?
Hi folks, happy holidays. First off, ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. Secondly, I don't really recall the elf discussion that you mentioned. And thirdly, if I may be so frank, this is the first time I'm hearing about any sort of dress code right here on the Hootenanny, so.
Okay, whatever. I mean, but seriously, Jerry, how can there be two Santas on the show?
Easy, just make me the bad Santa. Let's see here. Yeah, I think this will do it. Yeah, ho 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 ho, you ho-hos, Merry Triple Xmas. Oh yeah.
Fine. Ho ho, whatever. Two Santas. God, do you guys ever even read the emails I send? Well, good Santa over here does, and this Kris Kringle is about to check the naughty list twice because it's time once again for the Hartland Hootenanny's 12 Days of Top 10 lists. You do the math. Okay, tonight's category is Top 10 New Christmas Songs for the COVID Yuletide season. Yes, it seems old holiday favorites have decided to put a safe 6-foot distance between us, so we need new songs that reflect the changing character of this year's quarantine Christmas. Ready at home? You're not? Have some more eggnog. Okay. Top 10 new Christmas songs for the COVID Yuletide season, number 10. Silent Night. It's just like the old one, except this year it's actually silent because no one gets to have any parties. Number 9. Oh Little Town of Bethlehem is now Oh Little Year of Horrible. Number 8. It came upon a flight from Wuhan. Number 7. Away in a Manger now includes the lines, no room for a bed in the ICU. Number 6! I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus and now she's self-quarantining for 14 days because Santa's pod may have been exposed to a coronavirus positive elf. Number 5. The first vaccine. Number 4. This one's for you, Bad Santa. The Little Drummer Boy's Ba-Rum-Pa-Bum-Bum must now be sung through an N95, causing the face mask muffle effect.
Bummer.
Number 3! Grim Reaper, not Rudolph, now leads Santa's sleigh!
Mush.
Mush! Mush!
Number 2! All I want for Christmas is the president to admit that the U.S. electoral system, though inherently flawed, is still the best and most incorruptible voter intake system in the world. Or we could just call it Joy to the World. The U.S. voters have spoken. Now go back to your golf course. And the number 1 new Christmas song for the COVID Yuletide season is... Grandma got run over by an Amazon drone. Ah! All right. Well, how about I strap on a holly jolly banjo and we gather round to sing some of our favorite festive holiday hits. And here to hit the high notes is Old Crow's favorite Vienna choir boy, Castrati Robert Price.
Season's greetings, y'all. Kick it off, Christmas Corey.
2, 3, 4.
now, what have you been longing for? He said, all I want for Christmas is a rock and roll electric guitar. Then away went Rudolph, whizzing like a shooting star.
Run, run, Rudolph, Santa's gotta make it to town. So Santa, make him hurry, and he can take the freeway down. Oh, run, run, Rudolph, feeling like a merry-go-round.
All right. Wait, I need to get my ukulele for this next one. There we go.
Melancholy Maka is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be bright and green. The stars will shine by day and the stars at night. Melancholy Maka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas, a very Merry Christmas, a very, 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 Merry Christmas to you.
Aloha.
2, 3, 4.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true, baby. All I want for Christmas is you.
What do you want for Christmas, Jerry?
Don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need.
And I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree.
I don't need to hang my stocking upon a fireplace.
Santa Claus won't make me happy with a toy on Christmas Day. I just want you for my own, more than anyone could know. Make my wish come true, baby. All I want for Christmas is you. And all I want for Christmas is you. All I want for Christmas is you. Ho, ho, ho.
Hey, thanks to everyone singing along at home. Well, what fun it is to be with each and all tonight on this very special Hartland Hootenanny holiday. Ho, ho, ho down. You know, all I really want this Christmas, beside a scantily clad Mariah Carey in an ugly sweater and big candy cane-shaped leather bullwhip, I've been a very naughty boy, is a cure for the global pandemic. I think a cure for coronavirus is on the top of just about everybody's Christmas list this year, and I hope Santa's listening with his big creepy ears, 'cause we need one bad. So, with that in mind, I want to let you in on a little secret, you know. Come here, will ya? I want to show you something. Hey, don't worry. It's good news. Welcome to the lab, y'all. We're crack scientists and pharmacologists here at the Hartland Hootenanny homeopathic laboratories and research facilities have been hard at work throughout the global pandemic, and, wait for it, we're proud to announce, seriously, you mean? Yes! Move on over, Mark. Pshaw, Pfizer. Sit on it, GlaxoSmithKline. Old Crow is the discoverer of the COVID-19 cure. Take that, Vasco da Gama. I mean, Mary Curie. Yes, thank you. It wasn't easy. No, it was really hard work. And now all that's left to do is to rush out these tiny little vials of serum and let Mother Nature do the rest. Yup, and hey, America, you're welcome. Just stay tuned, and it won't be long before
Catch! We have a huge problem. The supply chain's been compromised. That's right. If we're gonna get this vaccine out to the folks that are depending on it for the market, then we're gonna have to go to Plan B.
Plan B?
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Manual
distribution.
distribution. Have you called the folks at the kennel?
Yep, we're all hitched up. Let's do this. It's time to call in the big dog.
Mush. It's still
still 300 miles to Nome. I don't know if we'll make it on time. Mush!
No, I thought we were taking this vaccine to the Rite Aid.
Yeah, that's where their main distribution center is, and with the airport snowed in, these dogs are the only way. On Lester, on Scruggs, on Skaggs, mush, mush. Oh, we're never gonna make it. Damn these mangy bitches.
Easy, Ketch.
What? They're female dogs. Mush, mush. On Daly, on Vincent, on Kraus, mush. Oh, the snow's so thick, we're never gonna make it, Jerry.
Wait a minute. Look.
Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho!
Santa?
Ho, ho, ho! Yes! Ho, ho! It's us, your inner Santa Clauses. Listen, mortal Ketch and Jerry, the world is depending on you to deliver this vaccine in time for Christmas. Ho, ho! You can do it. You just need a light to guide the way.
Rudolph?
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Look ahead, Ketch. I think I see the lights of Nome.
Yeah, there they are in the distance. I see the Rite Aid. We got the vaccine right here. Oh, it's a Christmas miracle. Thank you, Santa Claus.
No, Santa was just the messenger. The real miracle came from inside your hearts when you decided to press on faithfully through the snow.
Whoa, baby Jesus.
That's right. Now, whoop up on those bitches. You got a vaccine to deliver. Oh, and one more thing. Will you guys please play Wagon Wheel?
Wait for the bell. Damn this typewriter. All I want for Christmas is a new typewriter with a ring. Ah. Yes. You know what that time means. It's News on Parade time. That wonderful hour when here on the Hartland Hootenanny we investigate what's going on in the minds and in the hearts of the members of the Old Crow Medicine Show, America's sweethearts. And it's also that time when we open up the Pan American mailbag and read your correspondence. But first, our top news item. Well, good boys and bad girls, it's the season of giving the people what they want. And my goodness, have we got a special gift all wrapped up and ready to pull the bowstrings on here at the Hartland Hootenanny Holiday Ho 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 Down. Are you ready to unwrap it? Well, all year long we've been receiving your wish lists, and here Santa's Land Hootenanny headquarters, our whirling, humming, floor-to-ceiling supercomputers have been hard at work tabulating the consensus of what Old Crow fans most want to see this holiday season. So, in the spirit of Christmas, it's time to do like old Kris Kringle and give them what they want. Well, here it is. It's OCMS Shreds Wagon Wheel live at the Ryman Auditorium at the Americana Music Festival's honors, fresh from Santa's toy bag. Let's see if we can let the reindeer droppings roll off the sled.
Headed down south to the land of the pipes, on my way to North Carolina. Staring at the road, pray to God I see headlight. I made that coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers. I'm hoping for Raleigh I can see my baby tonight. So rock me more like a wagon wheel, rock me more any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me like the wind and the rain, and rock me like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. I was born to be as fiddler in an old-time string band. My baby plays the guitar. Pick a banjo now. Oh, North Country winters keep getting me. I lost my money playing, plus I had to work the knee. Ain't turning back in that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Trucker out of Philly, and I smoked oak. He's headed west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. I gotta get a move on before the sun. If my baby call me, she knows she's the only one. And if I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Hey.
Well, how about that crack performance? Special thanks to our friends at the Americana Music Association, Jed Healy, and all the artists and music businesses under the big tent of the Americana scene. We love you. And we know it's been a tough year, AMA, and so we're sending you all of our holly jolliest holiday good cheer. And speaking of a cup of good cheer, pour yourself one on New Year's Eve as you watch, little drummer boy, drum roll if you please, Jerry, the OCMS live at the... You're so freaky looking, Santa. You're like off, you're like runaway truck.
Sears Santa.
Stay tuned for the OCMS Live at the Ryman Farewell and Good Riddance 2020 Bonanza live performance. Yes, enjoy a night of ball dropping as the old crows ring in 2021, thank God. Get your tickets now at ryman.com and don't miss this special night of entertainment live from the Mother Church of Country Music here in beautiful COVID-free Nashville, Tennessee. Actual COVID numbers not authenticated. All right! Well, that's going to be a fun way to say farewell 2020. Oh, and folks, I almost forgot. I want to express a no-nut, sugar-free fruitcake of gratitude to all of our fans out there who've been enjoying these past 30 episodes of the Hartland Hootenanny. God, don't we have any... Our broadcast is winding down as the year comes to a close, and we're so thankful you've continued to set out a stocking for us and our naughty but nice Hootenanny capers ever since we first started our broadcast so many months ago during the first few weeks of the global pandemic. My, oh my, look how far we've come. Sort of. Really grateful to you each and all. Hey, how about we open up the Pan American Mail...
Oh.
Whoa!
Hey, Ketch, I know what all those twinkling, light-up plastic wise men out there were thinking. They want to know if we have T-shirts that will fit over their big, molded heads trained upward at the celestial stargazing. Well, Melchior, Gaspar, and Balthazar, you're in luck! Because we've got enough T-shirts to stuff a manger full of swaddling clothes.
Corey's right, folks. Buy a T-shirt, save a Nazarene. Plus, did you know we've got face masks now? Order yours today.
Yeah, and hey, if you're one of those stocking stuffers who feels like carving your name in the Old Crow Yule log and not getting a t-shirt for it, then just click the PayPal link below and help us keep our soy-based, substantially sourced, gluten-free, hypoallergenic chestnuts roasting here at Hartland Studios.
Thanks, CY. Let's
Yeah.
read the mail. Oh, wait. What's that rooftop clattering of tiny cloven hoofbeat sound that helps me know the mail has finally arrived down the chimneys here at the Hartland Studios? Santa? There it is. Well. Hey, before we start reading the mail, let's just say hi to some friends who've been tuned in for 30 consecutive Saturday nights. Jay Bailey, Caroline Schwartz, John McCabe, Shirley Gilliland, Allison Diane, Amy Ramsey, David Supley, Tim D, Hal Rager, Linda Seward. We love you. We really do. Thanks for tuning in all these years. Months. Weeks and days and months that feel like years. Hey, let's read some mail. Here's one from Kaylee and Jack from New York, New York. Cool, they must be getting married. They sent a magnet for our icebox. Cutie, way to go. Whichever one is Jack. Hey, dear Ketch and the Old Crows, greetings from a Virginian living in New York town. I recently moved here and asked my girlfriend to marry me, and she said yes. We're both huge Old Crow fans, and we'd like to invite you to our wedding in Charlottesville next August. We can't thank you enough for the positive energy the Hartland Hootenanny has provided this year. See y'all in Virginia. Thanks, Jack. All right, here's one from Cool Ozzie Smith postcard. Hello from Cooperstown. Sweet Robin Dunnady, and I never miss an episode. Sad to miss you this year, and break us. Can't wait to catch you on the road again. Thanks for your entertainment. From Chris and David and Robin Dunnady. Thanks from our friends up there in the Empire State. Here's one from North Yarmouth in the Pine Tree State of Maine. Oh my God, they sent. It's raining. Hardcore cash. That's the big main money right there, some moolah. Dear OCMS members, here's a donation to thank you for my Saturday night social life. Throughout this weird year, Ketch, I really appreciated your essays. They were disguised as tall tales, but you spoke real truths in them. I particularly liked your Thanksgiving history lesson. You also really know your geography. Former teacher here. Hope to be back buck dancing up a storm. Gratefully yours, Sue. Thanks, everybody up there in Maine. You too, especially Sue. On the shores of Lake Sebago. Here's one from Madison, Wisconsin, with more money. Interesting sum here, $123.45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dear America sweethearts, we love you, we really do. Greetings from Madison, Wisconsin in the great Midwest, betwixt East and West, where polka replaces bluegrass, brats replaced barbecue, and beer replaces bourbon. We've kept meaning to write and put some silver dollars in your pickle jar, but time flies when you're having fun. It's hard to find a card these days, and I hope you take checks, because I ain't got no silver dollars. Warmly, Kath and Joe. Thanks, Kath and Joe, and to all of our friends up there in the Badger State. Here's one from Longview in the state of Washington. I wish you weren't leaving. Whoa, the money just keeps raining. It must be Christmas time in Nashville, dear OCMS. Thank you so much for brightening this global pandemic world that is 2020 with your Hartland Hootenanny episodes. We will miss them, but we look forward to new albums and new concert dates. We miss the Oregon Zoo in August. Thanks again, Susan and Tiggs from Longview in the great state of Washington. Well, all right, it's time to get to some of these packages. Not that one, though. All right, here's one from... Oh, so many stickers. Chinga. Ooh, that's a swear word. Yo soy en prisionero de los West Side of San Antonio. Here is a not licked envelope from our friends. Hey, Ketch, here's that piece from the Denver Post. I threw in a few political stickers. If they're not for you, just throw them away. In 1 week, we'll throw away what we need to. This is a political essay. Hey, thanks so much for the Hootenanny. It picked me up during a real tough year from our pals Peter in the Rocky Mountain High. Oh, and look, here's one that says, Merry Christmas. Oh, so many wonderful cards and letters coming in tonight. Ho, ho, ho to you, too. Look at the rain of money that's just raining. Add rain effect post-production. The many-wintered crow that lead the clanging rookery home. This is the truth the poet sings, that a sorrow's crown of sorrow is remembering happier things. Thanks, Alfred Lloyd Tennyson. Merry Christmas to Ketch and everyone in Hartland Hootenanny from Shannon McDaniels of Chagrin Falls, Ohio. Well, thanks so much for writing. all of our pals in the Buckeye State, let's open up some Christmas presents. Here's one from Corey's mom.
Hey!
When Hartland planned to add a kitchen, I commissioned my friend who works to throw coffee mugs. We drink a lot of coffee here, and we fill a lot of coffee mugs with whiskey. And look at these beauties. I bet there's a whole set somewhere in there. And what do you do when you don't know what to fill your coffee mug in? You fill it with whiskey or some brown water from our friends at Tamar Distillery of Redwood City, California. If you want to write the Hartland Hootenanny, it's easy. And with quarantine providing you ample time for activities such as letter writing and stamp ordering and envelope licking and disinfecting after your mail carrier visits your porch, then mail your letters to the Hartland Hootenanny in Carabel Crow Madison Shows, Hartland Studios, 711 Hart Lane, Nashville, Tennessee 37216. Don't have time to disinfect on your way to the post office? Stay home, folks. Correspond with the Hartland Hootenanny on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you're tuning into our YouTube channel, make sure you like and subscribe, or you might find that the stocking on your mantle is full of coal. All right. That sound means it's time to go straight to our next special segment on the Hartland Hootenanny, that wonderful bit I like to call Brighten Your Quarantine, with the radiant hues of tonight's very special guest star, folks. Now, maybe it's the nutmeg sprinkled bourbon splashed eggnog is talking, but when I think about introducing tonight's special guest star, I grow warm all over. When the old crows first flew the coop back in Boone, North Carolina, and started circling over Music City, there was one safe haven, one well-feathered nest that first caught our eye, and it belonged to a musician who's provided a similar rest stop to many other fledgling pickers and singers, a musician who's given his life to championing the cause of country music. Friends, won't you join me in welcoming on stage to this very special Hartland Hootenanny holiday special, the one and only Marty Stuart!
Catchings!
Hey, Marty.
Merry Christmas.
Look at us at this safe 6-foot distance.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wait a minute.
Hey.
BYO?
A perfect 6?
Wow.
Merry Christmas, my pal.
And Merry Christmas to you,
I
Marty.
love this show. I dearly love this. You know I love the band, but I love this show. You've been such a bright light to the world this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty, and thanks for being our very special guest star on this very last night. We've been waiting for this night, and we're so glad you're gracing our stage. What are you going to sing
So
for
I'm
the good
putting you
folks?
out of business, right?
Well, let's get all the crows up here. What do you say we do
the
a
Crow
tune?
Orchestra.
Look at them taking their
Yeah.
spots. All from a safe 6-foot distance tonight.
That's right. Well, there's a song from a record called The Pilgrim, which we, as you say, shamelessly have advertised over here, called Sometimes the Pleasure's Worth the Pain. But a disclaimer, it is not, sometimes the pleasure's worth the pain, it is not for knuckleheads to go out and recklessly mess up anything. Be nice, mind the rules, don't put anybody in harm's way. But sometimes the pleasure is worth the pain is about love. About somebody who's in love with somebody who's not quite as in love with them. You know what I mean? Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Damn.
That's what this song is about. So perhaps before we get into it, should we measure one more time? You know, measure twice, cut once.
Yeah, that looks like 6. Sort of.
No, sorta. Good enough. Well, the song is in the key of D major, Crow Orchestra, and it goes. I give my heart and soul to you. That's all I really know. If it's a crying shame, there's just myself to blame. Sometimes the pleasure's worth the pain. You cut me deep with that first kiss. Your sweet taste I could not resist. You were too wild to tame. I'd have loved you just the same. Sometimes the Thank you, Old Crow.
Oh, thank you, Marty Stuart.
Awesome.
Well, we're going to clear out so we can let you do. Hey, can we just wrap it just for a minute here before we clear?
We can.
Well, this has been an amazing year, and I know our there's a lot to have a heavy heart about, but you remain hopeful and optimistic, and I do too.
Absolutely.
And you've got something going on down in your hometown that seems like a reason to celebrate in this strange year. Tell us about what's happening in Philadelphia, Mississippi, as we speak.
Well, when you drive across the state line in Mississippi, it says, "Welcome to the birthplace of America's music." And if you do your research, you can back it up. So the way the state lays out up in the northeast corner is Tupelo, Mississippi, the spiritual home of rock and roll, I'd say, the home of Elvis, birthplace of Elvis Presley. Across the Mississippi Delta, the B.B. King Museum and Delta Cultural Center. And the Grammys put in a beautiful facility on the campus of Delta State, so the North State is zipped up. In east central Mississippi, where I'm from, 35 miles from Meridian, where Jimmy Rogers is from, the father of country music, we have the Congress of Country Music in Philadelphia, Mississippi, my hometown. And it's underway, and the dust is flying, and things are happening, and it's really beginning to happen down there. So it will be a haven for guys like us, you know, that love traditional country music, want to learn more about it, want to play it, teach it, and explore it. So that's what's going on in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
And is there an educational component for the children of East Central Mississippi and around the Magnolia State?
Absolutely, absolutely. It is education is a big part of it, and the archives are vast. And it's just a matter of, you and I were a part of Ken Burns' country music series, and that was an awesome series. The doorbell rang one day, and here's a big truck. And all of the research materials that they use to go through the country music shows are now warehoused in Philadelphia, as well as Eddie Stubbs' library is down there. And so we have a lot of recordings, a lot of things to study and learn from. One of the things I love is the collection. My personal collection.
Your personal collection.
It's crazy. It's like, 20,000 plus pieces. So if a kid wants to learn how to write songs, sit there and play Hank Williams guitar and look at the lyrics. And so, that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Well, you've always had your hand on some of the most some really special country music archival pieces, but also some sort of funny and ridiculous ones. Like, I'll never forget when we made our debut on the Grand Ole Opry, and you showed up with Lucille Ball's glasses and a bolo tie of Hank Snow's. So I'm wondering if you could talk about maybe some silly pieces that are part of your collection.
The strangest piece in the collection is a photograph given to me by a friend of mine who's a third generation kid whose family worked at the Chicago Tribune. Okay? And so the grandpa was a photographer. The dad was a photographer, and this guy was a writer at the Tribune. Grandpa went in when John Dillinger, there's a famous photograph, you remember, of John Dillinger on the slab.
Oh, yeah.
With the sheet over him, like that. He looked just exactly like that. But the toe tag on John Dillinger, on the corpse, Grandpa lifted it, put it in his pocket, and brought it, and it became a family heirloom, and so they gave it to me, so I don't know where it fits in there, but we have John Dillinger's toe tag from his death scene. If you'd like to come and see it, I'd be happy to show it to you.
Well, I'm setting a course for Philadelphia, Mississippi. Now, that's Neshoba County, right?
It is, certainly most. It is.
Now, I just directed something down to Neshoba County, and it's a check for $500 on behalf of the Old Crow Medicine Show.
I heard, and I thank you.
And I'm hoping that folks tuned in tonight will also make their donation to the Congress of Country Music. This is such a wonderful facility that you're developing there in your hometown, and I don't want to take any more of your time. Will you sing a song for the folks tuned in?
But before we get off of that subject, will you please, and the invitation is always that you guys are professors. You're the kind of professors that I love. So
I want to teach a course.
Old Crow, Ketch, and you guys, would you be professors on call for the Congress of Country Music as we go along?
Yeah, can I dress in one of those robes that...
You can dress any way you want to. That's a nice kind of look, too. I would have paid more attention in school if my teacher had looked like that. So will you cover for me while I go get my guitar?
Yeah, sure. All right, Marty's going to get this guitar with the double pick guard, one for Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And here he comes without further ado. What are you going to sing? I hope a song for the seasons.
Ketch, it's called Even Santa Claus Gets the Blues. Santa Claus needs a tune. Lost my favorite reindeer in a hurricane. Got soaking wet on account of rain. Counting my troubles by threes and by twos. Even Santa Claus gets the blues. Now what I wouldn't give for just one silent night, me and Mama Claus by the warm firelight. The Christmas time is coming, there's just so much to do. Even Santa Claus gets the blues. Well, I know every single chimney like the back of my hand. People leave me milk and cookies, and I just think that's grand. As the story goes, I'm a dearly loved man, but the reason for the season, some folks just don't understand. So it's back to the workshop to make some more toys. Can't wait to give them to all the girls and boys. I'm hooking up my sleigh, go ahead and spread the news. Sometimes even Santa Claus gets the blues. Well, I know every single chimney like the palm of my hand. People leave me milk and cookies. Lord, I just think that's grand. As the story goes, I'm a dearly loved man. The reason for the season, some folks just don't understand. Back to the workshop to make some more toys. Can't wait to give them to all my little girls and boys. I'm hooking up my sleigh, go ahead and spread the news. But sometimes even Santa Claus gets the blues. So after a long night up in the sky, Santa Claus comes back to the North Pole to the house, unhooks the reindeer, says goodbye to everybody, goes up to the pathway to the house, and he sees smoke coming up out of the chimney. Mrs. Claus opens up the door, opens up her arms. She says, "You look tired." He said, "Big night." So she says, "Did you bring me that present that I wanted?" He said, "Well, honey, you know I did." So he reaches down in his bag and he pulls it up, and at first she thinks it's made of gold. And then he turns it another way and it's made of platinum. And she said, "There it is, what I've been wanting. It's the Charlie Pride Christmas record. How about that?" So Mrs. Claus and Santa were last singing, he was singing, "Kiss an angel good morning and love her like the devil when you get back home." And they danced through the house. And the sun came up, and to all, a good night. Even Santa Claus gets the blues. Yeah!
Marty Stuart on the holiday. Ho, 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 hootenanny, ho down. And bringing tears to our eyes as we remember a great Mississippian tonight.
One of the great country music heroes of all time.
I was talking with Connie's son about a kiss on her cheek, on his cheek that she planted in 1963, and just thinking about that kiss between them two. And I saw a picture today of my 6-year-old son in his arms, being all wrapped up tight, and that big smile.
Yeah, I was so proud of him when I was a kid. You know, I was like a sponge. I loved all kinds of music, but country music touched my heart the deepest. But when Charlie Pride started having all those hits, he was one of our guys from Mississippi that made it. And He truly was one of my heroes. So I'm gonna miss Charlie Pride.
Yeah.
But we have his music. We
Yeah.
have his music. It's timeless.
And now his spirit's up there in the stars. We can look up there and know that he's shining down on us.
Gone to heaven.
Well, let's play some music, boys. Let's sing one for Charlie Pride. Gone to heaven, hallelujah. Well, here they all come on a big Saturday night. How about it, Mr. Marty Stuart? What are you going to sing for the folks tuned in at the Hootenanny?
After that touching moment, we should do a song about no drinking whiskey, right?
Pour me a tall one, man.
Well, there was a time I could drink my cares away, drown out all of the heartaches that hurt me night and day. Lord, Lord, when the thought of you came crashing through, I'd have it just one more. But now the whiskey ain't working anymore. Everybody, I need a one good honky-tonk angel to turn my life around. That's a reason enough for me to lay this old bottle down. Hey, a woman warm and willing, that's what I'm looking for. 'Cause the whiskey ain't working anymore. Play it like you mean it, Crows. Well, they knew my name at every bar in town. They knew all of the reasons why I was coming round, round, round. 'Cause in my mind, peace I'd find when they'd start to pour. Now the whiskey ain't working anymore. Oh, I need one good honky-tonk angel to turn my life around. That's a reason enough for me to lay this old bottle down. Well, a woman warm and willing, Lord, that's what I'm looking for. 'Cause the whiskey ain't working anymore. Lord, the whiskey, it ain't working anymore. Everybody said Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Love to the Old Crow Orchestra. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Ketchings.
Thank you, Marty Stuart. Y'all go out and support the Marty Stuart Congress of Country Music, a cultural center dedicated to the preservation and furtherance of traditional country music in Philadelphia, Mississippi, by making your tax-deductible charity donation right now, like the Old Crows did at congressofcountrymusic.org. Join Old Crow Medicine Show and other luminaries who have made their contributions, ensuring that Philadelphia, Mississippi will forever be enshrined as the location of the world's largest private collection of country music artifacts. We love you, Marty, and country music gives you a most hearty and heartfelt thanks for your incredible gifts and talents. Merry Christmas, Marty Stuart. I know I want to have under this. I'm going to put this under Santa's tree right here. Copy of The Pilgrim, A Wall-to-Wall Odyssey. All right, friends, it's the most wonderful time of year here on the Hartland Hootenanny. And we're mighty thankful to Marty Stuart for lighting up the angelic star atop our Christmas show tonight with his wisdom and his love and his graceful talent. Thanks, Marty. And we're mindful of the great Charlie Pride, who's moved from this world to the next and who will continue to shine in glory upon us. We're grateful, too, for each and all of you tuned in tonight, perhaps sitting by a glowing and crackling fire, or by the radiant heat of a cozy cast iron wood stove, or by one of those weird glowing plug-in Amish recessed wall-mounted fireplaces that you bought for $29.99 last year at the Home Shopping Network. However you've chosen to supplant your bah humbug humdrum with the charms and wonder of it all this Yuletide caroling season, we welcome you. to the roaring fireside of that proverbial ash pit of smoldering hopes and dreams, that candy cane dispensary of eggnog-induced pleasures that we proudly call the Hartland Hootenanny. Ooh, thanks, CY. Ah, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Like John and Yoko said, so this is Christmas. Well, what have you done? Have you survived the global pandemic so far? Have you kept optimistic, hopeful, healthy, groovy, motivated, wild, untethered, free, liberated? Okay, maybe that's a stretch, but at least have you refrained from screaming, shoving, or otherwise engaging in acts of open hostility in these stark times, nay, dark times of ever-deepening divide? Have you? I hope so. I hope you kept your cool, kept things in perspective, kept on keeping on. Lord knows I've tried to. And even when I do get overwhelmed or depressed or helpless and hopeless, I remember that right now there are 250,000 people who have recently buried a loved one. And not only that, there's 6.5 million unemployed Americans right now. These are some hard up folks. And yet, Christmas is here. The bittersweet Christmas of 2020. And let me tell you, it's one for the history books. Yeah, it's a Yuletide season, the likes of which we've not seen in recent years. And Christmas arguably being not only our society's greatest spectacle of mirth, zeal, and hope, but also our most traditional holiday, begs the question, where on earth and throughout history can we find a template for a holiday as strange as this one? When was there ever a Christmas with a list of Yuletide prerequisites as unique as this year's? Let's see, we need a year-long global pandemic that's actually on the rise 10 months in. We need a political paradigm that could, without taking sides, at the least be described as truly bizarre. Let's see, what else do we need? 60-plus mile long unemployment line, and then there's, the highest rates of child malnutrition seen in almost 100 years. Plus, the most devastating wildfires ever measured on record. And that's not all. Where else can we find a Christmas comparative that includes mask mandates, social distancing regulations, a rule of 8 law, an international travel ban, and so much more? Well, friends, I think I may have come up with the only Christmas season that could possibly compare with the severity of this one, and here it is. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Blitzmas. Blitzmas, y'all. No, not blitzin'. Blitzmas, like Christmas during the Blitz. You know the Blitz. When the Germans bombed the hell out of London all Christmas long and everybody just had to hunker down and hope they didn't happen to be in the flight pattern of a V-1 rocket or the thousands of tons of incendiary and high explosive bombs that the Nazis dropped on London in 1940 and 1941. Blitzmas, y'all. That's what COVID Christmas is like. It's Blitzmas. It's Luftwaffe Yuletide, y'all. It's fiery. It's scary. But also, somehow, it's manageable if we can take a cue from our friends across the pond, our unflappable ancestors, those indefatigable islanders that we know as the Brits. And so, let's take a page from our former overlords and learn a thing or two about how unbelievably optimistic the people of Britain remained 80 years ago on Christmas night, 1940. Listen, and you might find there's a lesson for us all. At the time of the Blitz, a Texan trapped in London witnessed the aforementioned indefatigable spirit of these very bombed-out Brits and wrote this. By every test and measure I am able to apply, these people are staunch to the bone and won't quit. The British are stronger and in a better position than they were at the Blitz's beginning. People even refer to the raids as if they are weather patterns, stating that a day seems, quote, very blitzy. Well, to put it in modern terms, that would be like us saying that the weather's very COVID-19-y, wouldn't it? Well, back in 1940, despite nights where 300 tons of explosives raining earthward were not an unusual tally, London civilians surprisingly did not suffer from widespread shell shock, though a special network of psychiatric clinics had been opened outside London to receive the expected mental casualties of the Blitz attacks. These clinics were closed due to lack of need. Although the bombings killed tens of thousands and caused undue physical and mental ailments, society never once verged on collapse. To the contrary, during the Blitz, suicide numbers fell drastically, drunkenness declined, and London recorded only about 2 cases of bomb neurosis per week in the first 3 months of bombing. Many civilians found that the best way to retain their mental stability was to be with family, and after the first few weeks of bombing, settled into a kind of Blitz spirit that kept a palpable feeling of hopefulness going all through the holiday season. Cheerful crowds visiting bomb sites were so large they actually interfered with rescue work. Pub visits increased in number, and cricket matches had bigger crowds than before the war began. Instead of refusing to leave the air raid shelters, Londoners were seen bolting outdoors just as soon as the last German plane circled back east. Some people even told government surveyors that they enjoyed the air raids, that they gave Britons a sense of propriety over the outcome of the war. Despite the attacks, defeat in Norway and France, and a constant threat of Nazi invasion, overall morale in England grew during the Blitz. A Gallup poll found that in 1940, only 3% of Britons expected to lose the war. Another found an 88% approval rating for Churchill during the Blitz. Even after months of nightly bombings, more and more civilians volunteered to become unpaid local defense volunteers, while paid workers volunteered to work longer shifts and over weekends, and the number of workdays lost to strikes in 1940s was the lowest in history. In addition to local defense volunteers, civilians of London played an enormous role in protecting their city. They joined the Home Guard and the Air Raid Precaution Service, the Auxiliary Fire Service, women's volunteer services for civil defense, the Pioneer Corps. Even children joined the efforts by enlisting in the Blitz Scouts and were often instrumental in leading fire trucks through the ash-soot streets to firebombed buildings. All in all, pre-war dire predictions of mass air raid neurosis were not borne out. Predictions had also underestimated civilian adaptability and resourcefulness. Also, there were many new civil defense roles that gave a sense of fighting back rather than despair. Official histories concluded that the mental health of the nation may have even improved while panic was rare. One for all and all for one. Englanders, all Blitzmas long and into the new year and the next, remained hopeful, optimistic, healthy, cheerful, and more, despite the thousands upon thousands of dearly departed among them. And so, the lesson for us tonight is, this Christmas, if you wanna beat the Blitz, be like the Brits. Merry COVID Blitzmas, everybody. Now, let's pitch in together. We've got work to do. Well, how quickly time flies when you're having fun on the Hartland Hootenanny. That's just about all the time we have for you here. We want to thank tonight's guest star, the one and only Marty Stuart, and we hope you'll join Old Crow tonight by making a donation to the Congress of Country Music, a cultural center dedicated to the preservation and furtherance of traditional country music in Philadelphia, Mississippi. And while you're at it, go buy his latest book, The Pilgrim, a Wall-to-Wall Odyssey. Go buy it tonight. Don't wait. Hey, folks, don't forget to buy your tickets to see Old Crow Medicine Show live and in concert on December 30th and 31st at the Ryman Auditorium. Get your tickets now. For more information, visit ryman.com. Let's ring in 2020 together and forget 2020 ever happened. Yeah, that's gonna be amazing. Well, until we should chance to meet again, keep following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Please like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Seriously, can you all just please subscribe? It's just a click, but it would actually help us a lot. And Merry Christmas to you, and a very heartfelt Happy Hanukkah to our Jewish brothers and sisters out there, and Happy Kwanzaa if that's what your family celebrates. Whatever brings out the joy in you this season, because we need joy. So, joy to the world. Oh, and one more thing. So long, it's been good to know ya.
So long, it's been good to know ya. So long, it's been good to know ya. So long, it's been good to know ya.
This ho-ho holly jolly holiday hootenanny is almost done, and we gotta be drifting along. Oh, the lights are all twinkling, and the angels sing Hosanna. There's carrots for Rudolph, there's cookies for Santa, and the card on the gift neath the tree says good luck. Wrapped inside's the year 2021. Let's hope it don't suck. Singing so long. It's may your days be merry and bright. So long. Here we go, wassailing among the leaves so green. So long. It's been good to know ya. This COVID-19 Christmas is almost inoculated, and we've gotta be drifting ungulated. Hey, thanks again for joining us tonight on the Hartland Hootenanny. We appreciate you so much, everyone out there. Thanks for your years of love and support for the Old Crow Medicine Show. And know that without your steadfast friendship, we'd probably all be dead or in jail by now. So, thanks for keeping us out of the clink and in the pink, folks. We love ya. We really do. We also love tonight's guest star on the Hartland Hootenanny, Marty Stuart. And who else do we love on the Hartland Hootenanny tonight? We love wreaths, mistletoe, elves, ugly holiday sweaters, Christmas albums, North Carolina Fraser furs, cinnamon potpourri, silver bells, sketchy mall Santas, jingle bells, Blitzen and Comet and Cupid, and some of the lesser-known reindeer, and the indefatigable spirit of the survivors of the London Blitz. Who else do we love? We love all our loyal viewers who've stuck with us for the past 30 episodes of the Hartland Hootenanny. Our show has come to a close soon, but we're so grateful to all of you. We love you. We really do. And tonight, we love and remember Charlie Pride. That's all the time we have left on the Hartland Hootenanny, but it's been an amazing run, and until we meet again, y'all stay safe and happy, God bless, and take care. Wash your hands, don't touch your face, keep your distance, stay positive, optimistic, hopeful, healthy, groovy, motivated, and other wild free. Good night, everybody. Good night, and God bless from Nashville, Tennessee.